Hello, Professor Hildebrandt here. This is another video for Chapter 4, this time on income elasticity. So we're going to see that it's similar to the elasticity of demand that we already talked about, right? And so our elasticity of demand said that we were going to find a percent change in quantity that was brought about because of a percent change in the price of our good, right? So did... if price went up, by how much did quantity demanded decrease? More than, less than, or the same amount, right? So similarly, for our elasticity, our income elasticity, we're still going to be looking at the percent change in quantity demanded, but this time we're comparing that to a change in our income. Now, if you think back to our chapter on supply and demand, one of the factors, right, that influences demand was consumer income. Okay, and so what we said when we were studying that idea was that if income increases, so income goes up, then quantity demanded also goes up. But, and that's kind of intuitive, but the key is it has to be a normal good. And a normal good is simply a good where it follows this logic. So if when your income goes up, you actually buy more, then that is a normal good. Okay? So let's just try a couple of little examples here. So we'll say example 1. So if income increases 20% and our quantity demanded increases, I'll say 10%. Okay. Now we could find our income elasticity. And so again, it's the percent change in quantity. So the 10% over the change in our income. And so it would be a positive, and different from the elasticity of demand, we could actually have a negative number. So our elasticity coefficient here is 1/2 or 0.5. And so because it's positive, this is a normal good. Okay, it's a normal good because as our income went up, we saw an increase in our quantity demanded. But what if our income still goes up? So we're going to modify this a little bit. So my income is still going up 20%, okay? But this time, my quantity demanded is actually going to decrease by 10%. So now my coefficient's going to look slightly different because I'm going to put a negative 10 in my numerator. And so I would end up with negative 1/2 or negative 0.5, which indicates that this is an inferior good, right? Those cheaper items, used furniture, cheap food, public transportation, those are things that when your income goes up, we often see quantity demanded decrease, all right? So hopefully that helps kind of with the conceptualness of income elasticity. But why don't we work an actual problem here? So here we go. So example 3. I'm just going to make up numbers. I probably should have done this ahead of time, but I'm just going to make up numbers real quick. So we're going to say Sarah's income increases from $30,000 a year to $40,000. So she got a $10,000 raise. Okay. Then she purchases, we'll say she went from buying 10 pairs of shoes to buying 30 pairs of shoes. So she purchases 20 more pairs of shoes. She likes shoes. So her quantity demanded, right, what I'm saying is went from 10 pairs of shoes to 30, an increase of 20. All right, so now using our formula here for our income elasticity, again, it's going to be the percent change in quantity divided by the percent change in income. And just like with our elasticity of demand, I'm choosing to work these out separately. So I'm going to do this one first. So percent change in quantity. So we do 30 minus 10 over 30 plus 10. And so we would get 20 over 40. Reduce this down, we get 1/2. Okay. Second part, our percent change in income. Well, she did have 30, now she has 40. So 40,000 minus 30 over 40 plus 30. That's a 0, y'all, sorry. So we have 10 over 70 or 1/7. Now we'll pull them all together and plug into our equation here. So our elasticity coefficient is 1/2 divided by 1/7, the change in her income. If we're going to divide by a fraction, we multiply by the reciprocal. So 1/2 times 7 over 1, or 7/2, which is 3.5. So that is her elasticity coefficient. It's positive, indicating that for Sarah, shoes are a normal good because, again, as her income went up, so did her purchase of shoes. Okay, so hopefully this helps, but if you guys have more questions, please let me know.